Thank you very much. It's local time 9:30 in the state of Utah in United States. Good morning to everyone. Good afternoon to everyone. Good evening to everyone that is actually following all these proceedings today. This is a great moment. This is a great opportunity for us to engage at this point. So I continue to accept more individuals as we begin our proceedings. So this is going to be a continuation. We welcome you. We have representatives from many areas around the world, from Africa, from Europe, from Latin America, from I don't know if we have anyone from Asia Pacific area.
Not me.
Oh, we do have one. So he must be poor guy. He's in the middle of the night there. So thank you very much for joining us.
1:30 in the morning. That's why my camera's turned off because I don't have the light on. But I'm from Australia.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
I'll be on the subcommittee, the Asia Pacific subcommittee for the White Matters Conference planning.
That is fantastic. Thank you very much for joining us today or tonight or whatever time may be around the world.
That's very early Saturday morning.
Yes. We will go ahead and begin this brief presentation. What we're doing today is launching the first international academic conference on the Sustainable Development Goals, Why It Matters, as part of the Decade of Action. I appreciate your interest. My name is Baldomero Lago. I'm originally from Spain, but I currently work at Utah Valley University as the Chief International Officer. And our office is associated with the United Nations Departments of Global Communication and also Academic Impact. And I'm also, at this point, I want to welcome our dear colleague from the United Nations, Felipe Capo, that is on the call, and you'll be speaking later on through this presentation. I appreciate the time that you have taken today to join us and find out a little more about the conference, as well as becoming acquainted with some of the leaders or advisors that will be leading this conversation. The conference date, I hope you have those on your calendar, will be on October of next year. We are almost 13 months away, actually a little less than 13 months away. Proposals have been open since April 15th and will continue to be open tentatively until November 1st. So make sure that if you have something to say, that I hope everyone has something to say, raise your voice and submit a proposal. And we'll talk a little briefly about how to submit a proposal and what those are. First of all, I want to indicate that I hope that we will have some time at the end of our presentations to be able to answer some of your questions. Instead of asking you questions live due to time limitation, I would ask you to write some of those questions in the chat room, and then we'll be able to see what those questions are, and we will be addressing them. And if I can answer them, great. If not, I will refer back to my wonderful team, and I will be introducing them as we move along through the conference. Another thing that I want to encourage everyone, and I'll probably repeat that at the end, Felipe, you may want to repeat this also at the end, is that we would like to start doing some video promotions, a 30-second vignette on a video promotion announcing or indicating one of the SDGs and why it matters to you. So that will be a 30-second video promotion that I can say, well, I'm going to hold my SDG 4, quality and education, and I'm going to say, education matters to me, changed my life. The moment that I began my studies, I was able to accomplish A, B, and C. I am the first individual in my family that actually went through college, and it literally has changed my life to the point that I invested my entire life into education. Bingo, 30 seconds. That's the message that we want to convey. Those video vignettes will be sent or received to us. We will screen those and then will be published through our social media channels. So this is something that we encourage everyone, and make sure that you do your video vignettes in your respective language. it doesn't matter to me if it's in Swahili or in another language, in Urdu, but it's your voice, and that's what we want to hear, okay? So we'll talk a little bit about promotional videos. I'm grateful that you have been able to receive my correspondence, and we will use the same method to continue our conversation. I also receive emails from from a lot of you asking me specific questions. Feel free to connect with us. If you have any questions, any concerns, just make sure that we have this communication pathway open. Let me tell you just real quick about the conference itself. The conference will take place live, face-to-face, and also virtually through the YouTube channels, which at this point, this broadcast has been sent out to our YouTube channel, so it's live, and it will be archived and recorded for those individuals that were not able to join us this morning or this afternoon or evening, whatever you may be. The conference will take place at this university, at Utah Valley University, which is located 45 minutes south from the capital city. And the capital city of the state is known as Salt Lake City. We were able to host the Winter Olympics in 2002. So the Salt Lake City is a beautiful city surrounded by the Rocky Mountains and is a great stage because her university's backdrop is the Rocky Mountains and it's just a beautiful location. So this is where the place will, this is where the event will take place in almost 13 months from now. So plan accordingly. That's what I want you to know. I know there's some individuals out there that may require a visa to be able to enter the United States. We're not going to get into politics, but that's the reality. I want you to know that we have already mechanism in place working with some of our local legislatures, senators in Washington, D.C., that they will be supporting this. They are actually supporting this event, and they will be sending letters of recommendation to your respective embassies, wherever you may be, if a visa is needed. I know that the pandemic right now has delayed this conference. In fact, this conference was going to take place this October, but due to the pandemic, we decided as the executive board to move it to next year. We hope that by then, 13 months from there, we hope and pray that things will be in a much better shape than they are today, especially here in this country, in the United States. We still have a lot of work to do, but hopefully in 13 months, we'll be in a better position, at least to welcome the Europeans, which at this point, we're not able to welcome them in the United States. So hopefully things will change and we'll move in that direction. The conference will also be collaborated with not only all academic institutions that would like to join us, but also NGOs, civil society, government agencies. So there is a great component within the state of Utah and hopefully other areas around the world that would like to support this conference. This conference is conducted in partnership with the United Nations Office of Academic Impact, and I look forward to continuing our relations working with them as they are currently promoting this event, as well as with the Department of Global Communications, and the promotion will continue to be there. Let's talk just briefly about proposals. We have made some changes yesterday in our website to clarify some of the questions that I received within the past few days regarding to the proposals. So whenever you have a minute, you're more than welcome to join to access the website and find out what the new modifications are. Simply what we're doing is clarifying what we have been talking all along. And let me just go briefly on this one. We are asking for individuals to submit a proposal. A proposal can be submitted in 3 different forms. One of them could be an oral presentation. An oral presentation is a 20-minute presentation during a breakout session. You will have 5 minutes for a Q&A. If your proposal is reviewed, the proposal will be reviewed, and if it's accepted, then you are automatically part of the conference for that day. That is the oral proposal. You have to follow the instructions, make sure that you submit the information that we are requiring, which is very straightforward, maximum 500 words. And you should answer to the question of why it matters. So if your proposal that you want to present orally at the conference relates to gender equality, make sure that you respond to the question why it matters to you. What have you done, or what are you doing? What research are you conducting? Whatever you want to present, you will have a space of 25 minutes to share your message. We have reviewed today all the proposals, and this week, those of you that have submitted a proposal, you will be notified. The proposals were reviewed this week, and you'll be notified. We will continue to review all proposals on a 2-week window now. Number 2 will be a paper. Folks, in order for you to publish at this conference, you will have to submit a proposal. Let us know what the paper is all about. You don't have to send the paper. You just have to send the idea, the concept behind the proposal itself. This is the paper. It's going to be a quantitative research. I'm working on this. We have received several of them. And at this point, we will be answering you to say, yes, your proposal has been accepted. Now send us the paper, and you will have until April 1st to submit your full document. There are very specific guidelines when it comes to submission or to submit a paper for publication. All those guidelines are in the website. Make sure that we will avoid any further problems down the road for publication. So allow yourself your time to review all the guidelines and then work on your manuscript and send it to us if it has been accepted by April 1st. The fact that you are submitting a paper, it means that you are committing yourself to present the paper. If you are not able to present the paper, that means that you are not planning to attend the conference. The paper will not be accepted. Those individuals from around the world that for whatever reason are not able to join us because of visas or medical reasons, and they like to present the paper, we will make an available opportunity for you in space to present your paper virtually. So please understand that we are not a journal. We're not collecting papers that are not going to be presented. Only the papers that will be presented will be published through our conference proceedings. The third category is posters. We welcome you to submit a poster, and you will find guidelines also outlined in the website. So make sure that you review those. And if you decide to do a poster, we will ask you to submit a draft of your poster. What is it going to look like? And that poster will be reviewed. And then we will notify you if it will be presented at the conference. So folks, those are the dynamics of the 3 elements of presenting at the conference. Again, oral presentation, you have 25 minutes to present. You submit a proposal, gets it approved, that's it. You're welcome to present. Number 2 will be a paper. You submit the proposal is accepted, and then we're going to say to you, please send us your manuscript before April 1st. And you will have to present the paper, your research. And last will be a poster. We will ask you to submit, probably by the month of May, a draft of your poster, and then it will be reviewed, and we will notify you. I hope that I answer all these questions at this point. If not, just make sure that you write your question in the chat room, and we'll be able to discuss those throughout the conference. Next, I want you to know that we are making this conference available to everyone. Youth that I'm speaking to, this conference is free of charge. That means that you are more than welcome. Registration for the conference will open on January 1st, but there will not be a fee imposed on any youth that will attend this conference. I hope that that entices you and motivates you to do this and to attend the conference. I am so grateful for the team effort that has led this conference. And I just want you to start by saying that back in 2019, that's 3 years ago, we held in Salt Lake City the 68th edition of the Civil Society Conference. We hosted the conference at the Salt Palace, which is a very large venue. We had representation for over 100, I believe 140 nations that attended the event. Thanks to that effort, it was led to the understanding of perhaps we should do something less related to civil society, although civil society can participate. But this time we would like to invite academic institutions. I am confident and I feel that academic institutions are the hardcore or the center areas and units to be able to promote the Sustainable Development Goals. We have the expertise, we have the knowledge, we have the infrastructure, we have the competencies, we have the faculty, we have the students. They are enticed and excited to conduct research on these areas, and they have a voice. And that's why I presented that idea to Academic Impact of the United Nations and was graciously received. That happened on February of 2020, a month after the pandemic came to us. And we have to put it slow to everything and then just wait and wait and wait. So we have been waiting for quite some time. So now it is the time to launch this event and I highly encourage that you become our ambassadors, that you're able to invite others that have a voice, others that have an interest, others that express the same feeling to come and join us at this great event. As well, I also encourage you and encourage your friends that if you have a voice, submit a proposal. My goal is to have 200 proposals in the pipeline, and hopefully we'll be able to present those and publish most of them. In addition to that, I want you to know that we'll have 3 days for the conference: Wednesday, October 5th, Thursday, October 6th, and Friday, October 7th. Friday, October 7th will be completely and dedicated by the youth. The youth will have the whole responsibility of that day for the conference. The youth unanimously will create a youth declaration that will be presented for acclamation at the conference. The leadership of this youth will be the responsible individuals to draft a document to present it at the end of the conference. The youth also will be able to present their proposals and their papers during the other days of the conference. So folks, you are critical. We want to make sure that all of you attend, that you all are invited, and that you are welcome. I believe my time is coming to an end. I think I already exceeded. If not, my apologies. What I'm going to simply say at this point is that we have a great team. And I will be very honored today to introduce some of your leaders throughout the world. And at this point, I would like to introduce, what we have done is divide the world in regions, and we have a local committee, a national committee in the United States, and then we have leaders in different parts of the world. So we're going to start with our advisor or main leader for the local committee, which will be working very closely in organizing things on the ground. And it is critical. And I appreciate my friend, Felicia Maxfield Barrett. She is the executive director of the Utah Council for Citizens Diplomacy, and she's leading this effort of the local stage. So Felicia, if you want to take the floor now.
Yeah, thank you, Baldomero. Can you hear me all right?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good middle of the night to some of you who are on the other side of where we're at right now. I got a thumbs up from James. My name is Felicia, and I'm the executive director of a nonprofit in Utah called the Utah Council for Citizen Diplomacy. And what our mission is to promote respect and understanding between the people of Utah and other nations using citizen diplomacy, which means that we all play a role in shaping foreign relations, and it's done as simply as one handshake at a time. Our flagship program is working with the U.S. Department of State to welcome individuals to Utah through the International Visitor Leadership Program, the Fulbright Program, and other various State Department programs. So more than likely, we have hosted either some of you already in our state, or it's very likely, because you're all emerging leaders, that we will host you soon in the future through this program. So we're excited to participate in this conference. With the local committee, what we're really focused on is 3 areas. One is that we want to make sure that we are connecting the entire state of Utah to this conference. Utah geographically is very interesting in that there are approximately 3 million people, but 2 million of those people live along a 100-mile corridor called the Wasatch Front. The rest of Utah is very rural. And so we want to make sure that we are reaching all 4 corners of our state to bring in individuals so that it is a true representation of who we are as a community. So I'll be working with the local youth committee to outreach to make sure that we have representation from all of the various universities and schools and communities that make up Utah as a rich cultural asset to the United States, as well as this conference. In addition to being ambassadors for the conference and making sure that our local state is represented, we also want to make sure that the conference as a whole is accessible to individuals around the world who aren't able to physically attend the conference. So we are going to explore ways that we can offer meaningful engagement virtually to individuals throughout those 3 days. So we'll look at the virtual aspect. For those who are planning on coming to Utah for the conference, we want to make sure that we are a good host community and that you have a connection to the people as well as the culture that we have to offer. So we'll look at different ways to get our visitors engaged with American individuals and families, whether it's through homestays or it's hosted dinners, arranging cultural activities that we can do while the conference is taking place, and just making sure that there's a strong and meaningful engagement. We'll take a look at as Baldemaro was talking, the day of the youth programming. So we'll look at what panels will take place, what presentations, roundtables, and then of course, the declaration that will be created by the youth who are participating in this conference, and make sure that there is a strong young voice that is amplifying the work that is being done around the world. And then finally, of course, a conference can't take place without an army of volunteers there to make sure that it runs smoothly. So we'll also look at making sure that we have enough volunteers to act as a host at the conference, to make sure that the day's events run seamlessly and that there's good information that's being shared across the board. So with that, if there's any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat, or I'll be here throughout the rest of the presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions at the end.
Thank you very much, Felicia, for that introduction. And from Salt Lake City, we're flying now to Bethlehem, Pennsylvania to introduce Professor Bill Hunter. He is at Lehigh University, and he actually is leading the national committee here in the United States. Bill?
Well, thank you very much, and good morning from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, about an hour and a half west of New York City and the United Nations headquarters itself. So it's a pleasure to be with you all. And Valdemar, let me just take a moment and thank you and applaud you for your vision to bring this to life, and in particular, your dedication to youth empowerment. It's palpable and it's meaningful. And for those of us who are involved in the committees and the students who are with us today, this is an extraordinary opportunity for you to raise your voice at a global level in tandem with the higher education institutions and the UN as well. So I hope you're as excited about it as I am. And to give our national subcommittee report, so we have approximately 20 very enthusiastic and creative committee members already on board from 6 states and at least 3 countries that we're able to count and confirm, but also from NGOs. So it's youth who are UN accredited NGO representatives at the United Nations who are also part of our committee. So they bring a dualistic approach and mentality to this as well, which I'm excited about, because obviously collaborating with NGOs is key. Lehigh University is a UN accredited NGO, and we have been since 2004. And we very much appreciate this opportunity. So we met yesterday, and our initial goal basically was to make college students in the nation aware of the conference and encourage them to submit papers and proposals. And in doing so, our team came up with a two-tiered national marketing rollout approach. The first approach is to establish connections and communications with large-scale organizations, as opposed to going one by one, contacting your friends, your family, your connections. Our team viewed this macro approach and aligning with organizations such as the Model UN programs all around the country. There are hundreds and hundreds of young people already committed to the UN, to the SDGs. Let's empower them by engaging that organization specifically. We also looked at organizations like the Global Citizenship Programs, of which there are 20 or 30 around the country as well. Once again, all completely buying into and aware of the SDGs. There are also some very unique and proactive universities, both in the US and Australia in particular, that have groups called something like the Sustainable Development Student Alliance or Students for Sustainable Development. Those, I think, are key assets here. Ones that we could easily connect and have them buy into this and be very engaged directly and immediately. They speak the same language already, and they are global in their capacities. We're also looking at honor societies. There are student honor societies all across the United States. I think that would be quite key and interested in collaborating in this capacity. There's also a global approach that I'll raise to you all. The United Nations Environment Program has Association of Universities collaborating on a project called the Little Green Nudges. It's a book encouraging universities around the world to engage in green sustainable activities. So the Little Green Nudges and the universities that are associated with them, I think, could be very impactful here. And on the national scale, there's the National Association of International Educators and some other large-scale organizations of people like me and Baldomero and others, I think, who live this, who breathe this, who would engage very directly with us. The second tier is the regional approach, but in the US as well. And we're intended to divide up our students across different regions and have them be regional marketing chairs, focusing on different geographies and enabling them to empowering them to connect with universities within their broad geography that we are going to be assigning. Through that, we envision they'll be using social media and the connections that already exist through that. And in that discussion, then arose a number of questions, which I'll present to you, Baldomero, and to the group as well, just for thought process and consideration. Our students are already wondering what the conference has done or will do as it approaches and uses social media to raise awareness. Instagram in particular being the primary social media of this generation. The second question, as you might expect, came up right away is, will there be travel grants available? Obviously, it'll be costly to get to Utah from wherever you're coming from in the world. Will there be opportunities for our teams, our committees, and also the larger attendees to be able to apply for travel grants? A more specific question, should our group, we are the national group, should we include Canada, or are we just limited to the United States? We're happy to include our Canadian friends as well. And the last question that really came up is, are high school students also considered potential participants in this? Should they be submitting? Should they be attending? So those are the series of questions that came out of our group. Very proud of the creativity that came up in just one meeting, and we look forward to hearing much more of the larger charge. We stand ready to support the conference at large. So thank you very much for the time.
Thank you very much, Bill, for your wonderful presentation and comments. From Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, we're going now to Africa, and we welcome our dear friends, Uri Traore, that she's based in Senegal, although she's from Mali, and she will let you know that she's from Mali, and also our dear friend Elsie Fange Bella. So the time is yours, my friends from Africa.
Maru, I would like to welcome all the youth to this meeting, especially the African youth. We've already had one meeting where we've tried to introduce this conference. I want to underscore the importance of the conference to African youth, because we in Africa, we talk about regional integration. What the WIM 22 conference enables our youth to do is to go global with their ideas. And that is why this global youth meeting is very important. And I know that we have insisted on what are our priorities when we have met. We have talked about poverty reduction, we've talked about elimination of hunger, we've talked about good health systems, we've talked about peace, justice, security. These are all issues which are very important for us Africans, and this platform gives you an opportunity to talk about what you have discovered in the last few years, which could help in terms of sustainable development in whatever area of your expertise. And when we talk about going global, I mean, you have Baldomero has talked about the strategies. You can either present a paper or an oral presentation, or you can draw. Most Africans are very artistic to express what it is that you want to express. But the opportunity that this conference gives us is, with whom are you going to explore your ideas? What frameworks will it allow you to build, you know, so that your ideas can be sustainably implemented? And with what resources? Resources are very important. Resources are human, and that is why this global platform is important. Resources are financial, resources are economical, etc. So with what resources are you going to build so that whatever we discuss in this conference can be monitored in a predictable fashion, and that it can lead to sustainable development? Development is important. Development is important not only for us, Africa, but for the whole world. We have seen in these last 2 years that we need each other, you know, to address crises like the pandemic. This is important, and we can extend it to other things. Technology is important, but what you do with it and with who is also even more important. We are in the age where almost every African child has an Android phone. What do they do with these phones? How do they help them to develop? These things need to be addressed in this conference. So technology, how do you use it? We are talking about poverty reduction. It depends on, Mr. Hunter talked about some green spaces, but we need to go industrial in a large scale all over the world to be able to reduce poverty and hunger. So these are the issues that are important for us in Africa. And I think that this is just a kickoff. And we are going to be meeting again so that we can hold your hand in expressing yourselves very clearly. I know that many universities have expressed interest in Africa, here in Cameroon, in Kenya, in Uganda, in Mali. We have talked about NGOs who are canvassing for youth development. We have talked about curbing religious extremism. All of these things can be addressed in this conference, and that is why this conference matters. And so we'll be seeing you again. We'll be seeing you again and taking your questions. I know that people are concerned about how they will get from Africa to Utah. That is a very important question. And we've also talked about how about youth who are not yet in universities, but who have done important things that the world should know. Should we include them or not? The universities are going to canvass some of the youth, and they have already started doing that work. Some of them have already even presented papers. But we are going to look at this again with the scientific committee to see that all of our concerns are covered and that there is a room for everybody to be able to express themselves, either by live or by virtual means, and that no one is left behind. This is what we Africans have come to this conference to achieve. I thank you.
Thank you, Elsie. Appreciate you. Ori, would you like to say just a couple words? I cannot hear you.
No, I say Elsie covered the ground pretty well. So yeah, I think, everything she said is to motivate the youth to participate this meaningfully so that, they can take good opportunity of the space, and then we can able to amplify their voice and their visibility in this global meeting. So Elsie, thank you for covering the ground. Thank you.
Uri, one of the things that I failed to do, would you be willing to introduce yourself? And Elsie, would you also introduce yourself? We didn't do that.
Yeah, sure. My name is Uri Traore. I'm from Mali, and I'm an advisor for CMI, the Mati Ahtisaari Peace Foundation, based in Finland. It's a peace and mediation dialogue organization. And also, I'm a board chairperson for Greenpeace Africa. And I'm an international consultant in peace and security, work mainly in peace support operations. So I'm based in Senegal, Dakar. I'm happy to be here and really grateful that Dr. Lago opened this space for all of us to really participate and make the process very inclusive. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Uri. Elsie, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you. I'm a diplomat by career, and I have worked both for the UN and for my government. The most interesting part of my work has been in the field, working for peace and development, working for youth, women, and development. And so I have touched firsthand the problems of many African youth, especially women and girls. Not only the issue of political integration, but also the issue of socioeconomic development, which is so important to the continent. I have worked in Mali, I have worked in Rwanda, I have worked in Cote d'Ivoire, I've even forgotten some of the places myself. So this conference gives me an opportunity to rehash again what I have lived firsthand, and to help the youth, why not, to live their dreams again, and to be part of the leadership and the ambassadorship of sustainable development.
That is wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want you to know that these two young ladies, wonderful people, are so impressive, and it's such a great honor to be able to work with them. They have really shaken up the entire continent, and we are having an incredible support. Thank you, ladies. Now, from Africa, we are going to move now to a very short, brief video that our dear friend Yuan Kwan from Japan sent us, representing the Asia Pacific region. So bear with me as I broadcast this video. There we go.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name is Yan Kwan Chan. I'm the head of communications at the United Nations University, or UNU, in Tokyo, which you can see behind me. And I'm really sorry that I couldn't join you today, but I'm literally on a plane right now traveling. So hopefully in the next year or so, as we're planning for this conference, I'll have a chance to meet you virtually and ultimately on site soon. I'm really excited to be the advisor for the Asia Pacific Youth Subcommittee. And when I looked at the UVU website, it was really great to recognize a few names, not just for this region, but also for some of the other subcommittees as well. So I'm glad to see the enthusiasm. And for those of you who I recognize, I'm really excited to be working with you again on some more youth initiatives. And it'll be really, really fascinating and enriching to see how this whole program comes together. I know I have 5 minutes to speak, but I would like to set aside some time, if they're on this call, to introduce the two co-leaders for the Asia Pacific Subcommittee, Christine Chang of Malaysia and Nandini Praveen of India.
We welcome you back. Any representatives from the Asia Pacific, are they on the call?
Yes, hello everyone. So this is Christine and I'm from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So I'm actually a data management and results reporting officer of the UN in Malaysia. So I'm very excited to meet you from different parts of the world. So I've been working in youth empowerment for the last 15 years of my life. So I'm very excited to take this to the next level. And over to Nandini from India.
Is Nandini here? Yes.
Hi, my name is, yes. So I'm probably the youngest member here. I'm 21 years old. I'm a law student from India. Hi everyone. So basically, I've worked with a couple of NGOs over the past 3-4 years, focusing on global literacy. And that is one of those things that I'm very passionate about. So I'm very excited to be here. And thank you very much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think we have exchanged a couple emails, so that is fantastic. I'm so happy to see that that you're with us and you're participating. Now, from Tokyo, Japan, or from Malaysia or India, we're moving now to Europe. And so we're going to be asking our lead advisors, Paloma Eizaguirre and Maria Jesus Novo. They're based in Bilbao, Spain, under the foundation of Novia Salcedo. So Paloma and Maria Jesus, the time is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Baldomero. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon from Spain, from Europe. We are Maria Jesus and Paloma, representing the Europe Youth Committee. We belong to a non-for-profit organization called Fundación Novia Salcedo, and we work in the field of youth employment. It's a real pleasure for us to be here and to participate in this conversation. We would like to tell you just a few words about why we think this conference is important, and in our opinion, why it matters for us and for you, for young people. As we used to say in the organization we belong to, since the very first moment we knew about the 2030 agenda, we fell in love. We used to say we fell in love with its power to transform the world, and its power and its capacity to improve young people and young people's lives. And on a daily basis, we can see that. On a daily basis, physically, in our office or virtually, many young people come to us asking us to help them find a job, a qualified job in which they can develop skills, abilities, and thanks to which they can build their life projects. So during the last 41 years, we have been working, trying to bridge the gap between the world of education and the world of work. And the cornerstone of this work, of our work, is help them to gain experience and to experience within the companies, to training them in the companies. We believe that these companies are the place you, young people, can develop your technical and soft skills. You can contribute to real projects. You can get getting you ready for the current and for the future challenges, of course, global challenges and also local challenges. And we're representing Europe and European Youth Committee, and we have, of course, also challenges in Europe. Currently, we are working hard to get out and recover for the crisis caused by COVID. We are facing, which are called three main transitions: the digital, the ecological, and the social ones, to recover and to recover in a different way, in a resilient way. And Europe is betting its entire recovery plan on these transitions, and is betting the full potential of its budgets on this. The priorities here is to protect the employment, and all this strategy is about that. So you, as youth, and more precisely as European youth, of course, you have played a role to play, sorry. But whether we are talking about global challenges or European challenges, which are also global, of course, we think that two aspects are key. One is youth in the center. For us, you are agents of transformations. You are people who can help accelerate change in your communities, in your societies, in companies. And of course, also you can be agents of change and of transformation through this conference, because we can and we have to hear your voice and including it. And the best way to include your voice is by being active part of it by the different means Baldomero already told us at the beginning of the meeting. And the second key aspect for us is cooperation and collaboration with others. It's a key. It's mandatory, let's say. The conference and being actively involved in it will give you, in our opinion, the opportunity to work closely with others, other cultures, nationalities, stakeholders, building sustainable solutions together. So the challenges we face are so diverse, so complex, that the collaboration with all the stakeholders is key. So you will have the opportunity, we'll have the opportunity to learn from others and to also give our own inputs, let's say. Also being part of the conference will also give you the opportunity to put it into practice and developing the skills needed to face these transitions, these challenges we have, such as communication skills, commitment, proactivity, management and planning skills and competencies, creativity, critical thinking. And of course, this experience, we think, will also give you more added value to your CV and to your potential and your personal and professional journey. So because of all of this and much more, we strongly encourage you to join us, to join the conference, to join the European Committee. We now have the challenge of gather the interest of European youth to be those agents of change we need, not only to see the problems and give the opinions from the barrier, let's say, but to be active in the discussions and finding the solutions with others. And of course, we need you to spread the word, to tell your friends, tell your colleagues, and make this happen. And well, we remain at your disposal for any questions, advice, anything that you will help. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maria Jesus. Paloma, would you add anything else, or you just decided to? Okay.
Just to say hello everybody. Thank you, Baldomero. Thank you, Maria Jesus. And just a few words. I am the communication manager of the foundation. And we are really honored to lead the European Youth Committee. And we are really happy to try to engage the European youth in this conference and with the SDGs. We're really looking forward to it.
Thank you, Paloma. Appreciate you. Thank you, Maria Jesus. And from northern Spain, we're heading down to South America, Latin America. We'll introduce the Latin America lead advisors, Micaela Rizón Patron, as well as Guadalupe González Chavez. So, Micaela.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Baldomero. It's a pleasure to connect. I'm from Lima, Peru. I am General Manager of Peru Sostenible, which is a business network that promotes sustainable development, connecting with different companies, with different change agents, universities, the Peruvian government, and also with the UN agencies in Peru. And our work focuses directly on the sustainable development goals. And there's so many challenges that we have gotten bigger with the pandemic and with the different contexts we are facing. But it's a pleasure to connect with such an inspiring group, such a diverse group of citizens and students and leaders from the world. And we have a beautiful challenge ahead to start planning and making sure this focus towards a unique and a very special concept of development reaches everyone. We need to understand development in this very broad sense that I love Baldomero's background with all our SDGs and its colorful messages put together and give us a clear way to act. So we are excited to connect with Latin American students and make sure we promote more agents to be present. I would love to briefly introduce Micaela Cortez. She's also from my team. She's connected here. So Mica, if you can turn on your camera, please.
Good morning, everyone. Nice to meet you.
So Mica runs our SDG Action Lab program. We've been working for 3 years, which each sustainable development goal. And I think there's a lot of great practices to share, great experiences to learn from, understanding each challenge, but then bringing solutions where everyone has something to contribute with. So very excited to be part of this amazing group and looking forward to share with you throughout this year of planning. So back to you, Baldomero. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And from Lima, Peru, we're heading to Mexico. Guadalupe Gonzalez Chavez, please. We cannot hear you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hello, everybody. I'm very happy and thankful to be part of this call for the conference. I'm speaking from Guadalajara, one of the main cities of Mexico. As you know, we are really in Mexico very, very participant in all what is the UN agenda. I had the chance in a couple of years, well, almost a decade ago, to help in the NGO conference that happened in Mexico on disarmament. And that's where I really confirmed that the participation of civil society was not only something that would happen in one conference, but should happen all the time. As you know, this agenda today connects us with the Rio Agenda for Development, the Johannesburg Conference, and the different conferences that have been happening all around the world. Latin America, as you know, is a region that should be involved. And we are doing our effort now is to engage first the Mexican universities and civil society networks so that we have enough time to guarantee that everybody can participate. Mexico is a country of 120 million people. We're divided in 32 states, but we also want to engage the rest of Central America and the Latin America with our colleagues from Peru and other regions. Many Mexicans are in other parts of the world, so this will be a global conference. So we hope to connect and be able to link everybody through this effort, of course, the youth. And I also want to say a little message in Spanish, since I know that some of our audience, especially in the video register that will come out from here, this will happen. Well, buenas tardes, soy Guadalupe González Chávez, les hablo desde México, soy académica, pero también parte de organizaciones de la sociedad civil y estoy muy contenta de ser parte de este esfuerzo de convocatoria, de sumarme a la invitación que se hace para que se participe desde la juventud, no solo desde las universidades, en este proceso. Sabemos que en nuestra región, América Latina y el Caribe, ha estado yendo por una serie de procesos de transición de todo tipo, que la pandemia nos está afectando de manera muy fuerte y que este esfuerzo para recordar y proponer es muy importante en el futuro y es un esfuerzo sostenible en el que creo que debemos participar. Muchas gracias. Thank you, Baldomero.
Thank you very much, Guadalupe. And I thank you all the advisors and the leaders in different regions of the world. We have gone almost around the world, from Asia to Africa, to Europe, to the US, to the American continent, and even to Australia, that we heard from someone in Australia today. This is wonderful. I want you to know that this conference would not be possible without the support of the United Nations, as well as our local government officials here in the state of Utah. And I know he was not on the agenda, but he decided to join us this morning, and I welcome him with open arms and my dearest heart to the Honorable Franz Kolb. Franz Kolb, he is the Director of Diplomacy and International Relations under the Governor's Office here in the state of Utah. So friends, would you mind taking a couple minutes and greet and welcome everyone to the state on behalf of the governor?
Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to the world. The world is welcome here in Utah. We are excited that we'll have this conference here next year under the great leadership of the United Nations. And I'm so grateful for Felipe Quiepo. I'm trying my best pronunciation. And Dr. Baldomero Lago. I'm grateful for Felicia Guadalupe. I was just in your town a couple of 2 weeks ago. I mean, you know, yesterday we celebrated the Independence Day celebration here of Mexico. It's wonderful. I've been involved in international development for over 3 decades. I'm originally from Austria. I have about a year and a half, actually, this is now about 1999, we started a group called the Kainach International Forum. And so about a year and a half ago, we put people together, about 9 or 10 people from all over the world, to put together papers, communications between each other. And so Baldomero comes and said, "France, we're putting together this great United Nations conference." So I'm really excited that that the Kainach Forum members will be part of the conference. And so they've been working very hard, submitting project proposals and so on and so forth. I've got Ms. Evi Karpos on the line here. She's from Salt Lake City, and she also was at the Civil Society Conference that we did a couple of years ago here in Utah. And then I think I have, who else I've got from Austria? I've got Ms. Reinbacher, if I'm not mistaken, she's online here too. But you have our support. I hope that many of you will join us here in Salt Lake City, whether virtually or in person. And there's a lot of hard work. This is really a wonderful platform. I mean, what an opportunity. I'm a baby boomer, okay? When I had pen pals, I had to write a handwritten letter. It took a week to go to New Zealand, another week to come back, and that's the way we communicated. Today, it's instantaneous. It's fantastic. I hope that and I'm sure that we all will make this a better world because of some of the great principles of the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, and each one of us contributing what we have learned to our society. So I am excited. Thank you, Dr. Baldomero Lago. You have the support of the governor of the state of Utah and also of the Kainach International Forum and many, many other organizations. I'm grateful for Felicia Maxwell Barrett, who is the executive director of the Utah Council for Citizen Diplomacy and various other organizations. So to all over the world, you know, I wish we could join hands, and but I think this is one of the opportunities, this conference, where we will be able to join hands and promote peace, understanding, and we all will be better people. So thank you very much for being part of this.
Thank you, Honorable Mr. Kolb. It's such a great honor to have you with us. And now we move to, and we're right on schedule. I am so grateful to every one of you for your participation and keeping the things right to the agenda. So behind all the brains and experiences, some marketing and you name it, of course, we could not do this without the great support of our dear friend Felipe Quiepo and his office, the Global Communication and also Academic Impact. So welcome. Thank you very much, Felipe, for joining us today. And what would you like to tell the youth throughout the world today?
Oh, I only have 10 minutes, so I think there's a lot to say. First of all, thank you. Thank you for coordinating this conference, Baldomero. Thank you, friends, for the support of the governor's office we have. And thank you to everyone. It is a natural partnership that we have with the United Nations and the state of Utah, in fact. And I think that Utah has become a United Nations hub for us. The level of engagement, although many people question perhaps Utah, Salt Lake City, why is Civil Society Conference there? Wow. How come? Well, we broke records, and that's why Utah is in the lead of this amazing, the first time that the global community has an academic conference on the SDGs and Agenda 2030. Because in 2019, as it has been mentioned before, the Department of Global Communications hosted, we were hosted by the city of Salt Lake City and by Utah Valley University, and we had the largest conference or civil society ever in the history of the United Nations, with 6,000 participants and over 140 countries in presence. It was the largest international gathering in the state of Utah, if I'm not mistaken, after the Olympics of 2002. So we were proud of being hosted by such an amazing group of people. And that vision led to UVU now being in this amazing world where we want to talk about the academic aspect of the SDGs and Agenda 2030. We want to talk about why this agenda matters, why the international community has an Agenda 2030 and the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, the most incredible opportunity to change the world and make people happy across the globe. How can we work together to ensure that we find solutions to global challenges? And that is where you get into action. This is a conference unique in its nature that is not only academic, but also invites youth to be part of the core element of the conference. It is not a conference for youth. It is a conference that considers youth an equal partner. And very rarely you see that globally in conferences. An academic conference that treats students and faculty the same, when we treat civil society partners and just regular citizens the same, when we find a space where we are all equal, it is in the true spirit of the United Nations, in the true spirit of the Agenda 2030. This leave no one behind, we really mean it. My department, the Department of Global Communications, we have 1,547 CSOs from all over the world formally associated with us, with a formal relationship. And we have from the largest ones that you could imagine, UVU is one of the large ones, and they are associated with us, to Lehigh University is another academic institution that has been doing incredible work. Best United Nations program I've ever seen with the work that we do with Bill Hunter and all their colleagues. To very, very, very tiny NGOs and CSOs in, let's say, Guatemala. We have a tiny CSO that is only 13 people that works for the rights of the LGBTQI communities, in particular, transgender individuals and their labor rights. Because, well, sometimes some minorities do not have representation. So the spirit of the UN is everyone has a space. Everyone should have a voice within the UN system. This conference is a perfect reflection of that. An academic environment is the most perfect environment to share ideas on how can we come up with global solutions. And we are in a very interesting time. We just, this conference is part of what we call the Decade of Action, the last 10 years to be able to achieve the global goals or the Sustainable Development Goals. And we are launching, let me give you the link. I'm gonna share the link with Keeping the Promise. Is the new campaign that we are launching this 76th session of the General Assembly, which starts on Tuesday next week. Our Deputy Secretary General is leading this Keeping the Promise of the Sustainable Development Goals. Leave no one behind. Why we have the agenda? What is the spirit of it? I just shared the link on, I send it to, let me just share it to everyone. I just send it, there you are. It's un.charity.com. And that Keeping the Promise is a new revamping of this initiative of the United Nations. How can we ensure that we can really accomplish the goals? I often travel, and I've been to some of your regions in the world and some of your corners, and we have a beautiful planet. And I'm often asked if I really believe that we can achieve the SDGs by 2030, and if we can accomplish all this. And unequivocally, I have to say, yes, I believe in humanity. I believe in all of us, and I believe in all of you. And I believe that this conference will contribute to with the reasoning, if anyone needs a reason, or with an academic approach, or with a rational approach to things, this conference is a space to discuss why this matters, why this is really important, and why everyone should be really concerned and participate in something like this. And youth, as I said, you are part of the conversation. I oftentimes says, if you feel that there's a conversation where you're not invited to take place, there's no chair, just bring one. Just make your voice heard. Just speak up, say something. Don't wait to be invited. We're inviting everyone, but if you know someone else who should be here, please invite them and have them be part of this. And we want this to be a forum where everyone feels that they can contribute, because the environment we want to create with this conference is we want everyone to feel that they are important. I often say, except for thieves and assassins, everyone is needed in society, be it a janitor, a cab driver, a doctor, lawyer, diplomat, regardless, everyone has a role in this place, in this beautiful planet, We all need to contribute. And Agenda 2030 takes into consideration exactly that. Everyone is invited to participate. Everyone is invited to contribute to the conversation. The conference will take place next year, and we still have 13, a little bit less than, a little bit over a year. And the idea is, how can we maximize the impact? How can we invite as many people as possible? How can we really present a conference that is attractive? So one of the ways is not only the presentation of papers or presentations of the posters, but also is the spirit of participating, even if it's only as an attendee, at a global gathering that aims to make the world a better place. How many times do you hear of conferences whose purpose is to make the world a better place directly? Our outcome document will be fantastic, but the spirit of the conference will we to carry forward. We want to work, and Bill knows this very well, Bill Hunter from Lehigh University. We work with the goal of how can we ensure that people have access to the resources so that they can be empowered. We don't believe in we empower you. We believe in that you empower yourself. What we do is we facilitate that road. We don't want, women don't need men to empower them. Youth doesn't need older generations to empower them. And I feel I'm young, I'm only 40. But what we believe is, how can we create an environment where people can thrive by empowering themselves? The UN itself, we were born in 1945 after a world war, and it was a very complicated situation. And the UN has for 76 years evolved to the point where the new mission of the UN is no longer that we have peace and security, period. Is that we have quality of life, is that youth are represented, is that women have rights, is that every corner of the world can enjoy access to resources that are not depleted. That's what we call sustainable development. And let me tell you one thing, I'm a man of faith. And I believe that my faith tradition allows me to be a better international civil servant of the UN. And I always say that it is my faith tradition that motivates me to do certain things. But I also believe that it is the UN that has allowed me to be a better man of faith, because I believe that it is only working together that we can truly make a difference. And when I understand the global realities of the world, when I understand that the UN now has not so much geopolitical challenges, but ideological challenges. Ideas are not fought with military intervention. Ideas are not fought with bombs and bullets, or ideas are counteracted with other ideas, with better ideas, with peaceful ideas, with inclusive ideas. And that is what Agenda 2030 is. Your part in this conference is contribute to a conversation that is taking place, to find solutions that then you can apply in your local communities, in your municipalities, in your countries, at the global level. I have no doubt that out of this conference, I'm sure that many of you are already leaders, and I invite you to consider joining the UN in our efforts. My department, let me share with you the link of our website. If you are part of a civil society organization that would be interested in working with the United Nations and enjoying formal association, just like Lehigh University or Utah Valley University, please do so. I just shared with you the link to work with us. We need you. And if there's one thing that I want to say is that, and please take this seriously because I really mean it. The UN needs you much more than you need the UN. The UN needs you. We are 75,000 people working for the UN system, trying to serve 7.5 billion people across the globe. Complicated and very naive if we think that we can do it by ourselves. The idea is, how can we make a difference? Well, like my colleagues in Africa and Asia and across the globe, it is working together. It is taking this seriously. It is listening to youth and making you participants of the conversations. As I said, very, very rarely you will find fora or spaces where you will be given such an opportunity to participate and have a say and have the power to shape a future that is also part of our own identity. And we need to work today to be able to ensure a future that is sustainable for everyone. And we need to make a present sustainable. As I said, I'm a man of faith. I believe that the job of my faith tradition is to make me eternally happy, right? That's what we all want to be. Well, I believe that the job of the UN is to make that happiness sustainable while we're here on Earth. And we work hand in hand. I think that when we work with the common goal of making sure that people have the capacity of thriving, of becoming the very best, and we can have an academic environment to even emphasize that and find rational approaches to all that we are doing, then I think the outcome can only be positive. And for that, I thank Utah Valley University for thinking of a conference like this and asking the United Nations to join, because, as I said, it's a natural, it's a symbiotic relationship that proved that this can be done in 2019. When so many different actors from across the system, civil society, academic institutions, religious institutions, the government of the state of Utah, the local government of Salt Lake City, academics like UVU, all of a sudden we found the same spirit that led the 2015 resolution that came up with the SDGs. Working together, coming to a compromise, thinking that people come first and not political ideologies is what will really, really change the world. My invitation is, do not let this chance pass by. I promise you, if you are not engaged with this conference, you will regret it, because this is unique and is going to be a historic moment that we at the UN and the academic institutions working together on this project. We are seeing amazing things happening and even more amazing things to come. So youth, as I said, you are an essential part of this conference as equals. We look at you and we look at it, again, I'm young, so I look at myself as equal, but let's work together as equals, because rarely you will see, as I said, an opportunity like this. Thank you so much for this chance in this forum, and really looking forward to working with all of you moving forward.
Thank you, Felipe. I hope you enjoyed his words. And I just want you to know that if you want to continue to hear his words, make sure that you are an active participant at this conference, because he will be right with us, supporting us and moving this agenda forward. Folks, as I look this time right now was in a space that I left for Q&As, and I asked at the beginning, if you have any questions, just put those on the chat room. I just reviewed the chat room. I don't have any questions. So what I would like to do, maybe if you don't mind, take an opportunity to introduce the youth that we have in the call. I would ask to speak for no more than 30 seconds. We have 43 of you right now here, right at this moment, and that's going to take a little bit of time. So just tell us where you are, who you are, and why are you excited about this. So, and I'll just call your name, and I'm sorry, I'll probably be slaughtering your name. So my apologies beforehand. So I believe my first person on the call is Lakshita. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lago, and very good morning to everybody from colorful Colorado. My name is Lakshita Nagesh, and I'm a senior here at Colorado State University, double majoring in international studies and political science. Really thankful to be a part of this conference, because there's finally inclusion, active inclusion of youth in matters like these, and I'm sure if we could all put our heads together, we'll definitely make a lot of contribution. Thank you.
Thank you. Now let's move to, well, we heard from Nandini, but if just say hello again and tell us where you are again.
Yeah, so I come from Kochi, which is a city in the state of Kerala in India. So it's actually wonderful to see that I can come from here and be there with you guys in this platform. So it's actually, I'm still in awe, honestly, considering that there are so many people that I actually look up to. You guys have done wonderful jobs. And sorry, not sorry, I'm just too excited at this moment.
Thank you, Nandini. You're wonderful. Thank you. Let's go to one of my good friends, Dylan Tweed.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Lago. My name is Dylan Tweed. I'm originally from San Diego, California, but I'm located here in the Utah Valley. I'm a student, a junior at Utah Valley University, and so I'm excited. I'm studying peace and justice in the political science department here at UVU, and I'm excited to be part of that kind of host group to be able to meet all of you and welcome all of you to Utah and to UVU as well. We are thoroughly excited. I'm thoroughly excited to really figure out for myself and for peers and for everybody truly why it matters, and I'm just excited to meet all of you virtually and in person. I'm excited for that. Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Lago.
Thank you, Dylan. Don't turn off the camera because I want them to make sure that they see your backdrop. That is our backdrop here on campus. So that is Utah right there. So I hope that it gets you a little excited. So we're going to go to Michael. Michael is Stevanovic. I don't know if I slaughtered your name, but you answer yes. So go ahead, Michael. Your mic is, yeah, go ahead.
I prefer Michael, but yes, I'm Michael Stevanovic. I'm a junior studying international relations, joint modern languages at Lehigh University, and I'm also a United Nations youth representative serving on behalf of Augustinians International. This has really been an amazing opportunity to get involved in this program because even as a UN youth rep, there are times where, especially during the pandemic, there have been frustrations about feeling like your voice as a youth is being genuinely heard and being valued on an equal level at your peers at the United Nations. And especially since we have so much at stake in the decisions of today, having a conference like this is really setting that kind of culture where our voices are valued at an equal level, and bringing in youth from across the world to set that culture is something I'm very proud to be a part of.
Thank you, Michael. I see there's great quality coming from Lehigh University. Thanks, Bill, for sending him over. That's terrific. Appreciate you. Charlotte Brown.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Brown. I'm a junior at Lehigh University. I'm studying philosophy, marketing, and graphic design. I also intern under Bill for the Lehigh United Nations partnership. I do digital media marketing and brand integrity, so I'm really excited to be working on communications things for this conference and just having a real sense of agency in something and being able to really say that all of the youth are responsible for the change that will come out of this.
I want you to know, Charlotte, that you're going to play a critical component in this conference. I finally got my first individual that's going to support us with this digital media outreach. So I'll be in touch with you. Bill, make sure that we keep this young lady busy. And anyone else that have that skill, please join us in this crusade right now to let the world know about this great event. Caroline Mierswa.
Yeah, that's right. Hi, I'm Caroline. I'm a junior at Lehigh University studying English with minors in history and global citizenship. Like Charlotte, I'm the Lehigh United Nations partnership intern under Bill. So I work with planning UN events and bringing them to Lehigh students, engaging them with the United Nations. And I've been very excited just because a lot of times when we do UN work at Lehigh, we're just surrounded by Lehigh students and it could be a little isolating. So now that we get to hear voices from different colleges and universities across the world, it really broadens the horizons and just general thinking about where are we going forward with the SDGs. So thank you for having this call.
Thank you, Caroline. Tess.
Hi, my name's Tess. I'm a sophomore at Lehigh University, and I'm double majoring in Health Medicine Society and Earth and Environmental Science. I represent the Center for Public Health as a youth representative. And kind of going off what Caroline said, it is so great to be on this call and just see all these faces and see people from other colleges as well.
Wonderful. Emmanuel.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lago. I am Emmanuel. I come from Nairobi, Kenya. I'm a student of community development, a volunteer, and a facilitator. Well, having had people speak, I think I will be here mostly to learn, but I'm also very excited to share what we are doing in Kenya, at least with the organizations I volunteer in, and get insights from everyone else with regards to how we can match our efforts on the ground with SDGs to just ensure that the youth keep on being at the forefront of transformation. So I'm very, very excited. And yeah, I hope we have a good run.
Great. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. John Blake.
Hi, I'm John. I'm a third-year student at Lehigh University, studying international relations and political science with a minor in German. I'm also a United Nations youth rep for an NGO called Tara Mitra, which is based in Patna, India. It's an environmentally focused youth-led NGO that basically teaches students and young people how to be more environmentally friendly and how to respond to climate change and disaster prevention. And so I'm happy to basically represent Tara Mitra as well as other Lehigh students and as well as just the young people in general, especially to talk more about climate action, which is something I'm really passionate about. And I'm really excited to talk to other people who are equally as passionate about this. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, John. Evie Carpos.
Hi, everyone. My name is Evie Carpos, and I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah. I just want to thank Baldomero and Franz for the opportunity to be at this conference yet again. I am a master's student at the University of Utah. I'm studying Masters of Science and Technology, studying sustainability. I am also part of the Sustainability Working Group for Kainak International with Mr. Franz Kolb, and I'm also now part of the youth committee for this conference itself. I'm very excited for this conference because I was part of the youth committee for the 2019 conference that happened here in Salt Lake City, and it was just really amazing to see global youth come together for a common cause, and I'm very excited to welcome you guys all back to our beautiful state of Utah. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you, Evie. That's great. We'll go now to Jen Ocampo. Jen?
Hi, I'm Jen Ocampo. I'm a junior at Lehigh University studying behavioral neuroscience and Latino studies with minors in health, medicine, and society and global citizen. I'm also part of the Office of Multicultural Affairs here at Lehigh, which is how I got in contact with Bill Hunter. And I'm really excited to show the youth and what they believe in and be part of this conference with all of you.
Thank you very much. So we'll go now next to Jean Borrell. And the next person will be Maria del Pilar Medina. So Jean Borrell. If not, we'll go to Maria del Pilar or.
Allô, bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Je suis très ému d'être parmi vous aujourd'hui. Et je dis simplement que nous faisons quelque chose de très formidable pour notre monde et que nous contribuons vraiment à rendre le monde vraiment soutenable et durable. De mon point de vue, je pense qu'une question qui concerne beaucoup plus l'environnement et le climat concerne tant les Africains que les Occidentaux et que nous soyons une main forte pour essayer d'accompagner les activités et les projets pour rendre nos villes propres et durables. Pour cela, ici au Cameroun, de notre côté, j'ai lancé une activité de nettoyage de la ville de Chang et ce nettoyage va beaucoup plus s'articuler sur le nettoyage des lacs, précisément le lac municipal de Chang. Nous allons nettoyer le centre-ville urbain de Chang. Nous allons apporter notre modeste contribution à la préservation non seulement du patrimoine que nous disposons déjà, et également nous allons avoir un soutien au niveau des formations liées à la sensibilisation au niveau des communautés sur les itinéraires techniques de production des plantes et pour faciliter non seulement le reboisement des sites qui sont dégradés et qui sont en voie de créer des éboulements au niveau du Cameroun. Pour ce, je vous remercie pour toute cette attention que vous nous avez portée et je suis très fier d'être autour de vous dans ce grand panel, beaucoup plus d'experts et que je suis très satisfait. Je vous remercie.
Merci bien, Jean Borrell. Thank you very much. It was so refreshing to hear some good French. Thank you. Maria del Pilar Medina.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm actually part of the Peru Sostenible team from Peru that Micaela Rosapadron actually just presented a few minutes ago. And I'm just very happy to join you this year and expecting to know more about this event and all the topics we're gonna make.
I do appreciate you all the way from Peru. My next individual, I don't know if my friend Danny Horns is in the call, but if you are, if you would like to say hello, there you are.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Lago. Yeah, my name is Danny Horns. I'm the Dean of the College of Science here at Utah Valley University. And I'm excited to help Baldomero host this conference. I'm looking forward to a lot of the sessions that relate to science. And am seeking to get participation from a lot of the faculty members and students in my college. And thank you all for participating.
Thank you, Dean. It's such a great honor to have you with us. This has been a wonderful worldwide event. This is great. Sabrine, where are you from?
Hi, my name is Sabrina. I am from Austria. I studied environmental system sciences at the University of Graz, and I'm part of the kind of international forum. So I'm very glad to be part of the conference, to be part of this meeting here. And I would like to thank France for inviting me. And yeah, I'm very excited for all that the future will hold.
Thank you very much. We'll go to the next person, Kamai Bajidi. And if the next person, Ankur Rangi, if you will be next. Kamai.
Hello, hi, it's Kamal. I'm from, not a problem. Okay, so I'm a data scientist and I'm working for AI for Rural. And it's a non-profit think tank. And we are looking forward to collaborate and like do our part for contributing for these SDGs.
Thank you very much. Ankur?
Hey everyone, hi. This is Ankur Angi, and I'm 20 years old. Currently graduated from IIT Delhi in India, and I'm a data scientist for AI for Rural, just like Kamal, and they are fellow mates from AI for Rural as well in the meeting. And it's an organization that's been working and creating IoT solutions for rural communities and rural, tribal, and mountain communities of USA. I'm really excited to be a part of this conference, as this will be my first international conference, and looking forward to it. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ankur. Pratik Kanike?
Hi, hello everybody. My name is Pratik, and yeah, I am also a fellow data scientist from AI for Rural. And first of all, let me thank everyone, the host, for hosting such a great event for the youth to participate in the real world scenarios. And as we know, the technology is playing a vital role, maybe noticeably or unnoticeably in our daily lives. So, there are still people who are not receiving such means. So we as data-driven organization, we are trying to understand the patterns and analyze the situations, to build up and any AI-powered smart solutions to meet those necessities. And through UVU, I would like to interact and collaborate with students, faculties, and organizations to develop all these solutions. Hope to connect with you soon.
Thank you very much. We'll go to now Tiffany Chang.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Chan. I am a college junior at the University of Utah. I'm also part of the youth committee for the local area here. And I'm looking forward to the conference just because I enjoy a lot of grassroots organizing from bottom to up. And I really enjoy that youth get to be a part of this, especially like college students. And then when we come into a community space and we get to organize all of this and learn more about the United Nations efforts. So I'm really looking forward to this, and it's my first time being involved with anything like this regarding the United Nations. So thank you for having me in the space.
Thank you very much, Tiffany. We'll go to Mayra Araujo.
Hi, I'm Mayra Araujo from Peru. I am graduate of the Industrial and System Engineering career. I'm very excited to be part of the virtual meeting and to be able to learn from all of you. Thank you so much for inviting.
Thank you, Mayra. Gracias. Raman Deep.
Hi, I'm Raman Deep, and I'm an
undergrad third year from River University. I'm representing and I'm an intern of AI for Rural as a data scientist as a fellow mates. Hope to collaborate with all of you people soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll go to the next person, Ana Valeria Becerril.
Yes. Hi, I'm Ana Valeria Becerril. I'm from Mexico. I'm studying international relations in ITESO. And well, I just wanted to say thank you for this opportunity. And well, I'm very excited to interact with all of you and listen to everyone's, well, you know, everything everyone has to say. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Annette Lewis.
Hi, my name is Annette, and I'm from Utah. I'm a biology major, and I'm grateful to be, well, I'm part of this youth committee as well, but I'm grateful to have this opportunity to learn more and make an impact.
Thank you very much, Annette. Arinda Joyce.
Hi, everyone. I'm Arinda Joyce. I'm from Uganda, and I've just completed the university from Makara University. I was offering Bachelor's of Industrial and Organizational Psychology.
Thank you.
Volunteering at, okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much. Do we have Lillian? How about Hillary Dassey? Is Hillary around with us?
No, Hillary left. Her
Okay.
battery died.
Okay, and how about Aishu? Have I missed anyone in the call?
Hello, it's Lillian.
Lillian, yes, please.
It's Lillian Zhao.
Yes, Lillian.
Thank you. I'm from Tanzania.
That is. I think we're having a bad connection in Tanzania. If you want to write us something on the chat room, that would be fantastic. Folks, at this time is 11:02 local time in the morning, and this has been a wonderful opportunity to meet together. I want to thank in the bottom of my heart to everyone that has participated, which has been everyone. And I want to thank all my advisor leaders from everywhere around the world. I want to thank you, the UN. I want to thank the government of Utah for your participation. Folks, from now on, what's the next step? The next step is, well, continue to promote the conference. If you would like to submit a proposal, please go ahead and do that. From now on, your advisor leaders will be calling meetings within your own region. And I hope to be able to reconnect again with all of you on another Zoom call, probably at the end or the beginning of next year. But in the meantime, we would like you to begin working directly with your leaders. And again, as we indicated, locally in the state of Utah is Felicia, nationally is Bill Hunter, and in Africa, Uri and Elsie. And in Latin America, we have Guadalupe as well as Paloma and Maria Jesus. In Asia Pacific is Yuan Kwan John, and she'll be able to work with us. And I probably missed another, no, Latin America, I've already mentioned that. Africa, Asia Pacific, Europe, well, I already mentioned, Paloma and Maria Jesus in Europe. And I think I mentioned everyone. Sorry if I forgot someone. So again, thank you for your time. And thanks. I don't have any more to say than to appreciate your time and dedication. So let's continue. Follow all the website. We'll be in touch via email. Anything that we can help you and answer questions, submit those to us. Okay. Have a wonderful day from the city of Orem in the state of Utah, and thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.